Second half of action here from the Doolittle Community Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 48-46 in favor of the team in blue. That's D Las Vegas, the team managed by Lewis Lofton, the player development director for global basketball, and he's got the clipboard in hand and he's talking to his guys right now. Team in white that just regains the floor is Finland Select, coached by Mikko Larkus of the Helsinki Seagulls of the top league in Finland. So Kenny Hall to inbound and start the second half off. And Daniel, we saw an exciting one in the first game of the championship game here. Now we have a third place game as these teams fight for that. Let's hope for something like that.
You got my words right out of my mouth. I can only hope it's half as exciting of a finish. I'll take a regulation close ending. We don't need to go to overtime. If we do, that's just an added bonus.
We love some free basketball here, as some like to say, as the fours working on each other. It's Miles Coleman leading into it, and the rim cooperates. So Coleman right here, he's got 14 points.
Yes, 7 yesterday. He doubles his total already.
So
Coleman
he gets
out of
his
Robert
team,
Morris, you mentioned.
He gets his team tied up here. As the feed for Hawkins. Hawkins! And they're going to give it to him. Hawkins, the contact and the foul. Look at that. Jamichael Hawkins taking a slap on the arm and draining the three in the process.
Yeah, the foul was actually away from the ball. So they're going to count the shot. And then now Zane Knowles is going to go to the line.
That's interesting, because I was going to say that's an interesting call on Hawkins in regard to the foul, but you saw the bump inside is Zane Knowles, the beefy 6'10", 250 big, got hacked.
Is it Bahamian from the Bahamas? Is that what that is?
A Bohemian. We can call him, I guess.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that nickname. A little miscue on our part as Chris Martin will direct traffic. So here's Xavier with it far away from the hoop. On the curl, it's Chris Martin. Martin drive, creates space. Too long on the shot. So Hawkins, a man who just hit a three, nifty behind the back move, and Stotts the hesitation and the long pop from downtown.
Now, I don't agree with that one. He had an open look for a second after the behind-the-back pass, passed up on it, took a step back, made it a 26-foot three-pointer, and then took it with a guy in his face.
So on the opposite end, we have Coleman barreling his way inside, falling backwards, and not connecting. So here's Hawkins. He'll give to Ahmad Abdullah, who caught fire at the end of that first half and drained a teardrop as the clock expired. He's got 9 points, all in those last few minutes. So Abdullah, a few behind-the-back dribbles. Now penetrating and dishing to Knowles. And shot clock violation. Again, you cannot see this shot clock on top of the basket because the way it works at the Doolittle Community Center, we do not have the shot clocks on top of the backboards operating. It's in the far right corner of this court. So Knowles commits the turnover there as he had to try to pick that one off the ground and lofted in time. Yeah,
this is going to be a tough whole game for big men. We've seen physicality, and now Stotts.
Not this man. Jordan Stotts. The nasty throwdown. He's got 5 points now. Stotts, 6'8", 225. University of Sioux Falls. So here in the front court, it's Chris Martin. And Martin walked with it, so that's actually a foul off the ball. They're going to give that one to Kenny Hall as he pushed off inside.
And now a run from the visiting D Las Vegas team has Finland Select on their heels. Was Finland Select up 9 early in that first half?
They were up by as many as 13 in that first half, but now we have a point where D Las Vegas is up by 6. Tried to make it 8, but Kenny Hall will crash the glass. Davis trying to feed the runner inside, and Davis overthrows Azeru. Turnover for Finland Select, and they look good early, but we talked about it. If you can't shoot the rock from the outside, you're going to have a bad time in this tournament.
Yep, and they are having a bad time right now. In the last 10 minutes, they've been outscored by 10 points. Looking at a 2-point halftime lead, now it's 6, a basket away from it being 8.
So using the screen is Abdullah, and now he gives. The mid-range pop is airballed by Archie. So So look at that long pass tipped away, but Martin regains it. Can't finish, but that man can. Shahid Davis running the floor and stuffing it with two hands.
That was a big man's basket there. He followed the Stotts breakaway dunk with his own.
So the ball working outside. Here's Stotts off the dribble to Knowles. He can't finish around the rim.
And that was quite the vision from Stotts to get it over to Knowles.
And there's another throwdown. Shahid Davis again. He's able to move up the floor in a hurry. He's got 11. Inside taking the contact is Jamichael Hawkins, as he was able to throw it up with one hand, and he'll get two shots to show for it. So 54-52, a little bit of a mini run here for Finland Select after getting down by 6 points. They've come back with 2 buckets in a row. First one rims out for Jamichael Hawkins. And the first subs of the second half, Eric Bethel, the 2-session player here. Again, having played for Point Streak in Session 1 here for D Las Vegas in Session 2. He checks onto the floor. Smallest player listed in this tournament, 5'10", 160. He's a shooter, though, as Jamichael Hawkins knocks down the second. Coleman being up in the backcourt by Bethel. Beautiful screen by Hall. That frees him up. And look at that wing three. We need shooting, we talked about, and Chris Martin says, yes, sir, I can shoot. He's got 5.
Yeah, long 2, and now we're at a 1-point game, 55-54, and just like that, the home Finland Select team has risen from what seemed to be a lumber of sleep.
A lumber of sleep there, and no sleeping for Azeru. He swats it emphatically off the backboard. And they're going to call a foul on Jamichael Hawkins as he pleads his case to Steve Perry, but Perry, his first game of the day, having none of it. So it's 55-54 with the team in blue. D Las Vegas up. So 6 minutes here left in this third quarter. Sam Cooperman, Daniel Gilman have your call in this third place contest, with the winner of here getting that crown. And they have a tough act to follow with Windsor Express and Southern Stars providing the game of the tournament by far in the Session B championship game, with Windsor Express and Coach Scott Newman getting the crown. So Martin hesitates and gives out to the other Martin, Devin. Devin Martin still scoreless, and he will as he passes that up. Coleman, lefty drive, righty attempt. Neither are good. So Bethel gives in motion. It's Abdullah around back to Bethel. Bethel a few behind the back dribbles. Hands off there. That's Hawkins floating through the lane. 3-ball from Abdullah from the right corner. We'll see if they give him a long 2 or a 3. They do give him a long 2. That's 11 for Ahmad Abdullah. First point to the second half. So
now they lead by 3. This is a tipsy-turvy battle, but D Las Vegas continues to hold on.
Low bounce pass from Kenny Hall falls astray. Turnover for Finland Select, and we have a timeout. So second half starting up, and more of what we've seen late in that first. A close game, as you mentioned a lot here, Daniel. The bigs are really pretty even. It's the perimeter players of D Las Vegas that are holding the edge in what's giving Lewis Lofton's club a 3-point lead at this juncture of the game.